and welcome to the evening news for today, Monday, November 7, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. MUSTAPHA says government to clamp down on importation of fruits and vegetables. BERBICE housewife chopped to death by reputed husband. Elections COI former ANUG executive testifies witnessing discrepancies on tabulation flash drive. Opposition lambasted for walking out during debate on constitutional reform bill, and Guyana to get Euro 5 million grant from EU to preserve its forest. Now for the news in detail. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa has signaled the government's intention to clamp down on the importation of fruits and vegetables that are in high supply locally. His assurance was given amid cries from local farmers that the imported produce is making them lose business. Our BERBICE correspondent Andrew Carmichael has our lead story tonight.
The West Coast BERBICE farmers raised their concerns when Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa met with them on Friday. Most of the imported tomatoes find their way into supermarkets, especially those in the capital city. The impact of this is severe on farmers in Region 5, Mahaica BERBICE, a region where 90% of persons depend on agriculture. Chairman of FOWL's United Farmers Association, Shaknath Singh, says they are facing high production costs, pointing out that chemicals, including fertilizer, are much more expensive now than they were at the start of the year.
It's like fertilizer, insecticide, and whatever is exorbitant to produce these items. And if you go to sell these items on the market, you're being confronted with these flooded items from Brazil and other places. So the commodity becomes cheap. So your profit margin, some people hardly make any profit off of it.
The importation of the tomatoes and the cabbage and the vegetables that's coming from the country is affecting us a lot. Because when it comes to the market, the prices, they're still at a lower cost. We produce stuff for sell. Fertilizer is expensive, drugs are expensive. Manual labor, you hardly get manual labor. Nowadays, the man want $6,000 and $7,000 a day if you got to get to work with them, because you're not going to be able to cultivate the land or whatsoever. So they were asking them to stop the importation of the tomato and the cabbage.
Agriculture Minister Mustafa said systems will be put in place to guard against the unnecessary importation of fruits and vegetables into the country, which he surmised can have a dire impact on local farmers.
Because we know for a fact that we are producing enough. We are producing enough in Guyana. When you look at the statistic every single morning, I have coming on my desk the price list and the production data. And when you look at production, every week you're seeing an increase in production. But there are some unscrupulous people who are trying to create an artificial shortage, trying to use that to bring in things from Brazil and flood the market. So I asked our NPPO officer, the section of NPPO from NARI, to ensure that they adhere strict control, that permission must not be granted to anyone who wants to bring in fruits and vegetables in this country. We are producing enough.
Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
As the Commission of Inquiry into the 2020 general and regional elections continued on Monday, former executive member of ANUG and United Guyana, ANUG, Jonathan Yearwood, gave his testimony on the controversial removal of the flash drive from the tabulation room at the Ashman's building. It was in this light that he recalled witnessing inconsistent data showing up when the flash drive was returned. Here are the details in this report.
The election was marred by controversy for months following the polls. On March 5, party agents and the Guyana Elections Commission were busy with the tabulation process for Region 4 when data clerk Enrique Liven complained of feeling unwell. At this time, it was agreed that they would take a break, but after, when the work was supposed to resume, the clerk said he could not function anymore and took a laptop along with a flash drive and left the room. In his testimony, the former ANUG executive said he saw Liven taking possession of the flash drive that was recording all information being fed. Liven appeared to have been sitting at the computer working on other documents.
I saw him take the flash drive from the laptop that was on the desk that was recording all of the information that he called out onto a big screen where the other gentleman was recording all the numbers that were called out. That flash drive was taken with Mr. Levan when they left the room.
You mean taken by Mr. Levan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yearwood recalled that sometime later he left the verification room and went into another with his party agents. In that room, 3 GCOM employees were inside, including Livan. Upon seeing this, Yearwood said party agents raised suspicions. Former Chief Elections Officer Keith Lewingfield was in the room and subsequently took the flash drive and returned it to the tabulation room. However, as Livan inserted the flash drive, Yearwood testified that numbers that were not yet verified were presented to the party agents. He questioned the reason for the numbers for South Georgetown showing up on the screen when officials were verifying the East Bank Demerara area before the break.
What did you see wrong, or if anything, with the computer being open and the file South Georgetown appearing on the screen? What did you see wrong with that, if anything?
We were working on the East Bank area.
Right.
I saw no reason why, upon reopening the same system, it should be open to another district, which we were not working on at the time.
Bishar Mohammed, The Evening News.
The government on Monday opened up debates on the constitutional reform bill in the National Assembly, but the absence of the Partnership for National Unity Alliance for Change came in for very heavy criticism. Here are the details from Jarrell Bryan.
On Monday, Speaker of the National Assembly Mansour Nadir informed the House that APNU member Jorian Figuera had requested leave to ask for an oral question without notice. Nadir explained that the question did not meet the requirement for urgency and as such, the request would not be allowed. Afterward, Opposition Leader Aubrey Norton explained that his motion pertains to a clean voters list. When the Speaker refused to allow the motion to be heard due to its lack of urgency, Norton immediately led his party members out of the chambers. Subsequently, speakers on the constitutional reform bill lambasted the opposition for not making a contribution to the debate. Attorney General Anil Nandalal, in whose name the constitutional reform bill was laid, reminded that APNU AFC had made numerous promises about constitutional reform.
I hope that the people of this country are looking on and are seeing that we have made a promise and we are in the process of delivering on that promise. The other side made a similar promise a decade ago for the forest from 2011 to 2015. Though in opposition, they controlled the National Assembly with a 1-seat majority vote. They did nothing for constitutional reform. We cannot travel the other half without the other side. And I want the people of Guyana to understand that. I hope that the empty benches to which I'm speaking is not a forbearing of what is to come in relation to this process. The people of Guyana must hold those accountable who make promises and do not deliver. We are here, Mr. Speaker, delivering on ours.
PPP Member of Parliament Sanjeev Dattadin also expressed concern over the opposition's absence on such a critical matter as constitutional reform.
It is worrying and it doesn't augur well. The genesis of this process and the way it is set out in our rules, Mr. Speaker, is that in Parliament, as you well know, there is a constitutional reform committee that members on both sides of the House sit. At meetings of that committee, the opposition members were again absent. In terms of contributions, despite many opportunities being given by the Honorable Attorney General who chairs that committee, and I'm sure he will forgive me for saying he was openly begging for contributions from the opposition of any kind and received none.
Deputy Speaker and Liberty and Justice Party MP Lennox Schumann meanwhile expressed disappointment over the actions of his opposition colleagues. For its part, APNU AFC subsequently sent out a statement attributing its walkout to their motions not being allowed on the floor because they did not meet the threshold for debate. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
The 2021 Auditor General report was on Monday laid in the National Assembly. In it, it is revealed that in the year 2021, the first full year with the People's Progressive Party civic government in power, over 70% of prior year recommendations were implemented. Here is Gerald Bryan again with the details.
Every year, the Audit Office of Guyana makes recommendations in its reports on how to improve the system so that financial and other breaches do not keep reoccurring. Back in 2020, 548 recommendations were made. According to the 2021 Auditor General report, 397 or 72% of these recommendations have since been fully implemented. Meanwhile, 92 or 17% of these recommendations were partially implemented, and 59 or 11% were not implemented at all. It is a dramatic improvement because in 2020, only 38% of prior year recommendations were fully implemented. In the 2019 report, a mere 17% of prior year recommendations were fully implemented. Auditor General Deodat Sharma had cause to complain that a mere 24% of the 454 recommendations made in 2017 were implemented by the then government. Some of the annual issues on which the Auditor General has been providing recommendations on over the years include overpayments. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Coming up, pedestrian killed while crossing Agricola Public Road and father of two stabbed to death at Lusignan Prison Road. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to their ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
With unlimited games to choose from, you can be a winner with SuperBet. Choose from our virtual sports, live betting, sports betting, live roulette, and much more. Place your bets at www.superbet.gy or visit any one of our agents. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 and over. Play responsibly.
Enjoy the thrill of internet shopping with Airpost. Simply log on to www.airpost.com. Sign up, shop online, and we'll deliver right into your hands. Airpost has partnered with all the major online stores to give you an unlimited range of shopping options straight from our website. And our 24-hour online service will walk you through any challenges. It's simple, it's fast, and it's fun. You don't need a credit card to shop. Visit any of our offices or call our attendants. We'll help you through the process. Airpost. You shop, we ship, we deliver.
Cheryl, girl, you want me? Sorry, I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Miss, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots out there, how it's full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. De Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers, and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the two y'all not.
Oh gosh.
We call. Now you have another reason to shop at Gafours from now till Christmas. Gafours has launched its 7-car promotion with over $30 million in prizes to be won. With any purchase of $5,000 for self-service or $100,000 for wholesale customers, you have a chance to enter any one of our 7 branches. This promotion runs from September 9th to December 29. For more information, visit our Facebook page at Gafours or contact us on 223-9896. Gafours, the
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. A pedestrian met his demise on Monday after he was struck down by a motor car while attempting to cross the Agricola Public Road, Greater Georgetown. Dead is 66-year-old Imtiaz Ishahak of Eccles, East Bank, Demerara. The accident reportedly took place at about 8:10 hours in the vicinity of the Agricola Police Outpost. Preliminary investigations revealed that the motor car involved in the accident, PYY 1162, was being driven by a 50-year-old resident of Yarrow Cabra, Linden, Soustike Highway. The driver alleged that the pedestrian walked into his path without looking, thus resulting in the front left of the vehicle colliding with the pedestrian, causing him to be flung into the air. The pensioner, who sustained several injuries to his head and body, was pronounced dead at the scene by emergency medical technicians. His body was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital's mortuary, awaiting a post-mortem. A breathalyzer test conducted on the driver showed no trace of alcohol in his blood. He was nevertheless arrested and is assisting with investigations. An alleged misunderstanding between a BERBICE couple led to the demise of a 30-year-old housewife between Sunday afternoon and early Monday morning. Dead is Oma Davi Virsami of Lot 171 Bloomfield New Housing Scheme, Quarantine, BERBICE, while her reputed husband, Mahindra Paltu, also called Ajay, is in police custody, assisting with investigations. The incident occurred between 19 hours on Sunday and 4:40 hours on Monday. Upon his arrest, the suspect told investigators that his wife was in the process of making up the bed for their child when she slipped and fell on a cutlass. The cutlass was reportedly hidden between 2 mattresses in their bedroom. Nevertheless, he related that the woman received a cut on her right ankle, and as such, he assisted her to dress the wound, after which she retired to bed. He further claimed that he woke up at about 4:40 hours on Sunday and discovered his wife lying motionlessly. However, after interrogation, Paltu confessed that he and the now dead woman had a misunderstanding after she accused him of being unfaithful. At the time, he had collected a bottle of alcohol from a neighbor. He claimed that during the argument, the woman pushed him, and in retaliation, he armed himself with a cutlass and dealt her several blows about the body. She sustained injuries to her right ankle and other parts of her body, including under her left eye. After the confession, he took the investigators to the area in the house where he committed the act. He was taken to New Amsterdam Police Station, where he is being further interrogated. A construction worker and father of 2 is now dead after he was stabbed and left on the road to die on Saturday night along the Lusignan Prison Road, East Coast, Demerara. Dead is 27-year-old Delon Hendricks of Buxton, East Coast, Demerara. Police said that a resident of Lusignan Prison Road told investigators that he was at home watching television when he heard loud arguments from outside his home, and as such he went to inquire, and it was then he observed a male lying motionlessly on the roadway. The resident said he immediately made contact with the police. At about 12:20 hours on Sunday, emergency medical technicians from the Melanie Fire Station arrived at the scene and pronounced the victim dead. The evening news understands that Hendricks had left home to go out on Saturday evening with his brother-in-law. In June, Hendricks' nephew, 22-year-old Sheldon Harry, a minor, died after he and his 30-year-old Venezuelan girlfriend were both set on fire by a friend during a row at Peruni Landing, Mazaruni River. Through a Memorandum of Understanding, Guyana will be benefiting from a €5 million grant from the European Union for its forest preservation efforts, a similar arrangement to that which Guyana entered into with Norway under the Low Carbon Development Strategy. Bisham Mohammed tells us more.
The government of Guyana and the European Union shared a 50 years long fruitful partnership, advancing work together on shared priorities and programs on the environment, sustainability and forest governance. This collaboration is now being culminated by the signing on November 8, 2022 of the Forest Partnership Memorandum of Understanding between President of the European Commission and the government of Guyana. The MOU, which has been signed on the sidelines of the COP27 in Egypt, has four main objectives. 1. Increasing the area of protected, restored or sustainably managed forests, including mangroves. 2. Increasing the number of forest-related jobs. 3. Maintaining the close to zero annual rate of deforestation of natural forests. And 4. Looking for ways to facilitate investments and trade in legal and sustainable wood products between Guyana and the European Union. With an initial €5 million grant from the EU for activities, immediate results are expected in supporting indigenous peoples and local communities, supporting small-scale producers, promoting sustainable trade in forest and agriculture commodities, and building capacity to drive behavior change. Youth and women are expected to play an important role in the planning and implementation of activities related to the partnership, reflective of its continuing strong stewardship on forest, climate and environment. Guyana launched its visionary low-carbon development strategy 2030. The LCDS sets out how forest and biodiversity can be maintained, whilst the country expands green jobs, transition the domestic energy supply to clean and renewable energy sources, and adapts to the impacts of climate change. Bishar Mohammed, The Evening News.
With preparations already underway for the hosting of the long overdue local government elections, the General Secretary of the ruling People's Progressive Party, Bara Jagdeo, disclosed that the party is in readiness mode and is currently in the process of vetting potential candidates to run in the upcoming race. Rupa Sinarayan reports.
Last month, Local Government and Regional Development Minister Nigel Dharamlal set Monday, March 13, 2023, as the date for the hosting of the long overdue local government polls in Guyana. This was the earliest date that the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, indicated that elections could be held. At a press conference on Friday last, Vice President Bara Jagdeo, who is also the General Secretary of the PPPC, was asked about the party's preparation. There, he reaffirmed the PPPC's commitment to having grassroots and new leadership participating in the upcoming elections.
We're ready for elections. We generally, because we contest in all the local government bodies, even when we're in opposition, we did so. APNU doesn't contest, even when they're in government. 5 years, they didn't contest in every area. We contested in every NDC in town. So we have a kind of elaborate process, and we allow people to work on the names from the bottom up, but we give guidance about what we expect from people and the messaging. And so we have done that, and we're in the process of vetting candidates. And so we're ready for the elections whenever they come in March.
However, with LGE just months away, there has been much uncertainty regarding the opposition's participation in the polls. Since losing the March 2020 elections, the coalition opposition has been claiming that the voters' list is bloated. This is despite GECOM already conducting claims and objections, a legally mandated method of cleaning the list.
He will contest, don't worry with that. You know, he's going to decide what to do, and he's consulting with his people know what's going on. Pure nonsense he's talking. Norton very well knows that the list didn't cause them to lose. They've always, most of the time, they've lost elections because of bad policies. Bad policies. If you change, why do you want people to vote for you and their lives don't improve when you're in office?
Meanwhile, there is also no confirmation on whether the AFC will seek to contest the LGE alone or in the coalition. The AFC had contested the 2018 LGE alone without its coalition partner and ended up securing just 4% of the total votes cast. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
There is no retraction for the Demerara Harbor Bridge on Tuesday, November 8, 2022. Meanwhile, the BERBICE River Bridge is expected to be closed on Tuesday, November 8, 2022 at 16 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Younes cops Macorp Golf Championship and Classy Christianberg clinches Guy Football Championship. Details of these stories and more in this podcast sponsored by Macorp coming up on the other side of the break.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
It's November already and soon it will be Christmas, so we at John Lewis Styles are giving away one Amazon Echo show every week in November and every day in December. Stream music and videos, make video calls and control smart devices, alarms, reminders and lots more. Every $5,000 spent gives you a chance to win when you shop for clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage and accessories. So visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Wash bay operators, are you looking for that unique service to elevate your business? Well, come on down to your #1 industrial store, Sylvie's, and invest in an undercarriage pressure washer tool. That's right, impress your customers by now washing under their vehicles easy and efficiently with an undercarriage tool. We have in stock different types that offer a wider range of services and can increase your revenue without having to invest in expensive ramps. Your customers are going to leave satisfied. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High in Hatfield Streets location, we can deliver in and around Georgetown. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvie's Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
Cheryl, girl, you want me? Sorry, I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Miss, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots out there, how it's full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. De Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the two y'all not.
Oh gosh.
We go